Hey guys, and welcome to the first ever, hard to believe, but first ever How to Get Away with Murder live chat. And I know a couple of you are here. That makes me so happy because I didn't know how many people would show up because, I haven't done a live chat on this show before, but I think it's the perfect show to do live chats on. Really, probably more perfect than any other shows that I do the live chats on because there are so many different theories that we can go over, and it's a legitimate show. It's not a comedy. I just feel like we could talk about it for days. So I want to shout out the people that are in the room currently. If you're here and haven't said hello, just do a quick hey, and I'll say hey to you. So hey, Deja, Leah, Chloe, Andy, Mark. And if you haven't said hey yet, just say hey. There's Tony. There's a bunch of you here. That's so awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Andy says it's a perfect show. I really agree. On Twitter last night, I live tweeted during the episode, and I said that it's the best show on TV currently. But I really think it is one of the best shows. It blows my mind how they put everything together and everything's connected, and just every episode there's some kind of crazy reveal. And I just think Viola Davis is acting goals. She's freaking amazing, and she deserves every award that she's won and deserves more. And the whole cast is great. Hey Ashley, hey Ari, hey Court, thank you so much for being here. I thought that the return episode for season 2 was really good last night. We learned some things. I have some questions about things that I wanted to see what you guys thought about it. And, yeah, Shonda Rhimes is amazing, so what can you say? I don't actually watch her other shows because I haven't gotten caught up on them. I did watch Scandal for a while and I got behind, and I know everyone loves it and I'm still behind, but it makes me nervous thinking about all the episodes I have to watch. But I know people love Grace, and, she's just amazing. So first of all, I feel like we got two big things out of last night's episode. One, we have a lot more information about Kristoff, and it was pretty much, unless I misinterpreted it, it was pretty much what I thought was going to be the backstory of Kristoff. And also this whole thing with Catherine and how they're going to try to explain the night that Annalise was shot and the night that Sinclair was murdered. That's very interesting and in-depth. And then I guess the third thing to me is, we can start with this, is Asher and his father. Now, this was a surprise, and you know that the show is big on surprises, but we had seen him when the season was going on a few months ago. He went into the police station, and we all thought, or many of you might have thought, that he was going to confess and tell on Annalise and like all this stuff that had been going on, or maybe turn himself in. I think that's what we thought he was going to do, because I haven't watched those episodes in a while, because he killed Sinclair, so maybe he was going to tell on himself and then implicate everyone else. But he actually went to the police because he wanted to tell them that he thought his father was murdered. Now, everyone else in the cast seems to think he's insane, but I think he's onto something. I think perhaps that was a staged suicide. So I want to know what you guys think about that. I'm going to go to the comments right now. Chloe says that Grey's is great. And it looked crazy last night because I had ABC on waiting for How to Get Away with Murder. And I was like, oh my gosh, I had no clue what was going on, but it looked amazing. And people on Twitter were like, this was such a great episode. But yeah, I know. I feel so behind on that show, like so behind. Like that really intimidates me. I felt bad for Annalise too, Court, because I don't know. She seemed, I know she was on a lot of meds, a lot of drugs, but she seemed really to be losing her mind with the whole baby thing, which we really need to talk about. And with the, we saw her have some breakdown moments a few months ago. Like, one of the best scenes we've ever seen in this show was when she was begging the Keating 5 or the Keating 4, or whoever was in that room, to shoot her. That was some amazing acting right there, but she's been losing it for a while. So Tony also thinks that Asher's dad was murdered. So does Andy. So now we need to think, like, who would have the motive for this and who would want to do this and stage it as a suicide. Andy says it's weird to think that Annalise and Frank could kill Asher's dad. Well, Annalise, shoot, I don't know. She doesn't have a lot of, what's the word, morals. She would do it just about anything. It bothers me, right? Ari, I was getting to this point right now. It really bothers me that she keeps lying. She told everyone the truth about Rebecca. So then last night she's telling Laurel, even though took place last night's episode, but it was a flashback, that, no, I was lying. Rebecca, we don't know what's going on with her, but, we didn't kill her. I don't understand. The problem is she's told so many lies. And I think whenever the show ends up, finishing for good, I really feel like something bad is going to happen to her, because you know, in real life, you cannot tell people lies constantly and do crazy bad things and just keep getting away with it. Like, I think she's going to end up in prison or dead or something. Tony's not giving up on Annalise being Wes's mom. Okay, so I have thought this for the longest time. I've probably told you guys this. I've always thought he was her son. Now, after watching last night's episode, what they're trying to say is, or insinuate, but you know how this show is. It's very clever. Nothing is as it seems. They're insinuating that this woman that she met in the park gave Kristoff to her. Maybe she couldn't take care of her. She had some issues because we know she ended up killing herself. But then what I'm trying to, you know, figure out is Annalise was super pregnant in this flashback with the woman at the park. So I remember her saying that she was pregnant before with the husband who they also killed. But do you remember what she said about that baby, like what happened to it? Because she looked like she was about, you know, 8 or 9 months pregnant at that time. So I really wanted Wes to be her natural born child, not her adopted child, but I don't know. So I'm gonna go back to the comments. So Mark says Bonnie dropping the blanket and revealing that the baby was just Annalise's dream was so amazing. I agree. Wow, what an epic scene. It showed how much she really has lost it mentally. Well, either that or she's so drugged out of her mind that she's thinking that there's a baby there, but you know, the baby imagery was throughout the whole episode, even ended with it, okay? So what is up with that? I mean, she gave birth to a baby, right? I could have sworn she said before that she lost her baby, okay? So Deja's saying maybe the baby that she was hallucinating was her baby and it died around that age. Yeah, I can't remember. For some reason, I had thought that like she had a miscarriage with her natural child, but now, I don't know if they said that or if she said that because, you know, sometimes she doesn't tell the whole truth. But now I really think she gave birth to a baby, but I can't figure it out because it seemed like this woman who dropped off the baby in her hallucination was the woman who was Kristoff's mom, who was Wes, I guess. So it's kind of confusing there. Chloe says, what is Bonnie? Bonnie has something over Annalise, hence the reason why she's lying about Rebecca. Well, I think that eventually we're going to find out that Frank and Bonnie and I mean, we've learned a little bit about what Bonnie's ties are with Annalise. I think Annalise helped her with the abusive father and all that, but they're all tied into Annalise in a way that they can't leave her because I think they said this, you know, when the first half of season 2 ended, like if you leave her, even these students, she will have you killed. I mean, it's really serious. Like they're so tied in and they're all guilty and they could all go to jail because they've all done various crimes that like you can't leave her. You can't stop doing her work for her, which that really frustrated. Now I can't think of his name. The one guy with the beard, one of the students walking, I think of his name. Kink, that's okay that you're late. Thank you so much for being here. But you know, he wanted to leave and get out and he was freaking out at the end of part 1 of season 2. And then, you know, they all were like, look, you're going to go to jail. Like, you're going to be dead. And he realized that. So he had to stick around. Tony says, also felt like maybe she had to give up Wes to that woman. That is what I think. I think that is the best explanation. Very good. I think she is Wes's mom. I still stand by that. And for you guys, Connor, thank you, Andy. For you guys who think the same, I think that makes the most sense. And she's seeing it in a reverse way, okay? So she's hallucinating, seeing this woman bring her this baby, like, I can't take care of him, when in fact, it was the other way around, okay? And so I don't really know, like, I still believe that this woman killed herself, but I don't know what the deal is. We still don't have all the pieces of that puzzle. But did you know, if you heard Wes say that he felt suicidal, you know, it's just too much for him after he shot Annalise. I feel like he was really going to go on and kill her if Laurel hadn't stopped him. And Laurel was kind of like the hero of this whole thing because she took the blame for that. She was like a rock star, you know, after we have seen like her role and all of that. She's been amazing. I don't know what's up with that, but she's been amazing. So Andy thinks that Annalise and Eve killed Wes's mother. That's another thought that I had because if you remember them, again, at the end of part 1 of season 2, when they were looking in on Wes or / Kristoff somebody was talking to him like a psychiatrist or whatever, you know, they were talking like Eve and Annalise were saying like, what have we done? What have we done? You know, so it's a very sad situation. You know, it's very, very sad. Really, Wes is the victim in all of this because I don't know what exactly has happened, but it's messed up, you know? And what I've always thought is that his dad was the guy, I don't know why I can't think of his name either, the guy that they killed. Annalise's husband, I think is going to be his natural dad. And I think that it's going to, you know, come out that he killed his own father, which is just terrible. So, like, you know, I don't know, I feel like Annalise is really not helping him at all. Hi, Brianne, thank you so much for being here. So Tony says that she wasn't pregnant in the flashback with young Wes in the finale. No, because if he's her natural son, she'd already had him, and he was like 5 or 6 there. She was pregnant. We saw her last night. I think that's the first time we've seen her pregnant with that woman in the park, and I think she's just remembering it wrong or something because she was on the Vicodin. I don't know, on Vicodin. Ari says also her lawyer, lesbian lover, Eve, I think, has something to do with Wes's past, right? Yeah. I don't know if maybe they were together at the time and they kind of helped raise Wes. They're just involved, or they, like someone else said, they conspired to kill his mom. I don't know. The whole theme of this half of the season is who is Kristoff. So I do think that more things will be answered. Okay, so he was 10. Thank you. He was older than 5 or 6. That makes sense. I think that Philip wasn't even in this episode, which was strange. And I also think we don't know all the pieces to that mystery because it's just not that easy that Philip killed the parents and he's trying to frame Catherine. I don't know. There's something more to that too. And we need to talk about that in depth, but let me go back to the comments. So Gokai says that poor Catherine, Annalise and company were all waiting to pin Annalise getting shot by Catherine. What is wrong with them? It's corrupt. Well, it is corrupt, but that's what I was going to address. The thing is, she says that she was doing all that on the stand to protect Catherine, to help her get the best deal. Problem is, Catherine never killed Sinclair and Catherine never shot Annalise, and she faces jail time. I think they said a minimum of 5 years. So unless she killed her parents, this girl does not deserve to go to jail at all. So that's a problem. I don't know what they're going to do with that. It's just crazy to me how Annalise always has an answer for everything, and she can always get anyone out of trouble. And again, I don't think that's going to last throughout the whole show. I definitely think that stuff that she has done to people and karma is going to catch up to her. You just can't keep lying your way out of stuff, you know? So King thinks that when her baby died, she regretted giving Wes up, but didn't want to disturb his life. I definitely think that could be true. Yeah. So I don't know. He even knew, I guess, that his name used to be Kristoff. I don't know why it changed to Wes, but he's starting to find out, you know, more things. He knows there's more to it. And, you know, he was begging her to give him more information. And she was like, no, no, no. And then he left. And then she was running after him. She was going to tell him some more stuff, but he was already gone. So Andy thinks that Caleb killed the parents. He planted the gun and was planning to frame his sister. We know he killed the aunt. Do we know for sure that he killed the, oh, you mean that, okay, the aunt in the car, right? Do we know for sure, or we just think that? I could get behind that theory because I just think, I don't know what Philip's deal is, but I think definitely that's not going to be the truth because, you know, we've all watched this show, we know how it goes. There's so many secrets in the show. Nothing is ever as it seems. There's so many surprises, which makes me absolutely love that. So we think that he killed the aunt. That would be really a very good twist, and I could definitely see that happening in the show because they have come to trust Caleb. Michaela had a fling with him, you know, that would make sense. Deja says, did I notice how Frank was holding his breath when Catherine was talking, thinking that she was going to call him out? Then he was relieved when she didn't. Yeah. You know, Frank, I think he's probably a hardcore criminal. There's like no telling what this guy has done. I think he's probably really scary. A lot of you were saying on my videos when the show was on earlier that when he brought Laurel to his Italian family's dinner, and a lot of you think that they were actors. Obviously they were actors on the show, but people think that he paid some random family to pretend to be his family, that he doesn't even have a family, or he comes from like some really rough circumstances. So interesting. Chloe says the one main thing that she loves about the show is that everything gets explained at some point, unlike other shows. Absolutely. What I love about it is if they tell you in the promos or the commercials that we're going to find out who Kristoff is in this episode, then we find out who Kristoff is in that episode. If they say, you know, next week we're going to find out who shot Annalise, I think they promote it that way before we found out who shot her. And sure enough, we found out who shot her, which is awesome. The last thing people want who love watching a show is to be lied to over and over. And that actually happens on other shows. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Yes, Andy says Frank is intense and ruthless. Absolutely. To me, he is probably one of the scarier people on the show as a character. Just me thinking back to the scene of him killing Lila was terrible. That girl did not deserve to die. But, you know, it doesn't matter to him. Like, human lives don't matter to him. It doesn't matter the circumstances. He had to do something to help. What is this guy? Why can I not think of the guy's name? Annalise's husband. Why can't I think of his name? But he, you know, he owed him a favor, and it was business to him. Like, he's like the mafia or something. Ari wonders if the fact that Frank killed Lila in season 1 will ever be revealed. I think so. But can you imagine? I feel like Laurel will find out and she will completely freak out, because can you imagine? She doesn't have any idea of the magnitude of how evil this guy is. And she's probably like falling in love with him, you know. Sam, thank you, Sam. Every time I think of him, and like when I've talked about him in my videos before, I always want to call him Frank. And like, I know his name is not Frank, but I'll just say it. And then I'm like editing. And I'm like, there I go again. I've called him Frank 500 times. So Mark's is the promo for next week says that there's a shocking ending, predicting that Catherine is going to end up dead somehow. Interesting. Sam Keating, thank you. Interesting, Mark. Yeah. And like, if they're saying it's a shocking ending, it will be a shocking ending. Thank goodness. And what I also love about this show is that every episode is very exciting, very fast paced. Things always happen. There's never any like fillers. There may have been, I don't even remember. There may have been a couple slow episodes sometime, but I don't like, there's so many good ones that I can't remember those, but that's what I love. King says the lady in court was playing no games with Annalise. I felt bad for her. Well, I mean, I go back and forth because honestly, it's so hard to feel bad for Annalise because I don't know. I mean, she's just, I don't think she's a terrible person, but she does a lot of things wrong, and she lies a lot and lies about really bad things. It's hard. You know, I wanted to feel bad. Honestly, to me, one of the funniest moments of last night's episode was when she was eating the drugged ice cream. I just think Viola is so good. And she was mumbling, and just like, you could see her losing it more and more. She kept shoveling in the ice cream until she was just like pretty much out. I just think that's so funny. Tony wants to know what was the deal with Nate not showing up to help nurse Annalise. I don't know. I mean, he kept saying, like, I want to be close with you, but not while you're like this. So I don't know if she's at this point addicted to painkillers or what. It almost makes me think that she is, but then why are they drugging her ice cream? I don't know. Ari says it felt like 20 minutes, not 45. Right. I mean, the show goes by so fast. I completely agree with you. Like when I was watching it last night, I was surprised that it was already time for it to end because it's just nonstop. And that's what makes it so good. Andy says Annalise is a psychotic maniac. Don't feel sorry for her, but definitely entertained. Yeah, I think she, for some reason, has all kinds of issues, and it's very hard. Very, very hard, excuse me, to feel sorry for her. Gokai thinks that Frank should pay for killing the pregnant girl in the first season. Lila, yes, definitely. But who knows how many people he has killed. I mean, that man belongs in jail. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. The lady in court reminded Mark of Tanner from Pretty Little Liars. Yes, yes, it did. She did. So Ari says, so Wes destroyed Annalise. Annalise is the one who makes everything worse. No, I don't think that Wes destroyed Annalise. She is having a bit of a breakdown because he's her son, and whatever way, we don't really know. She always comes out on top, though, you know? And even last night in the courtroom, I don't know what was up, but she was like trying to say, she was basically saying at first, I thought, that Catherine didn't shoot her. And we were all just like, what? And then she was like, wait, no, Catherine, I meant to say Catherine didn't shoot her parents. She didn't kill her parents. So, you know, she always figures it out. And she had an ulterior motive to what she was doing there on the stand, you know? Oh, that's what Annalise said, though. Yes. She did, but you know what I mean? She's not, no one's really going to destroy her. I mean, Nate really, really, really upset her, and she got over that too. What did Bonnie put in Annalise's ice cream? Asked Gokai. I think it was this like crushed up Vicodin, probably a lot of it. Tony says, was confused about Bonnie drugging her. So did she OD in the painkillers or due to Bonnie? Well, I don't know. I mean, it really seemed like she has a drug dependency, but then again, I mean, she's still not healed from the gunshot wound because she was bleeding in the bathroom of the courthouse. So I think she probably still needs the painkiller. So I don't know so much if it was she's just addicted to them because she needs them still. She still has a bleeding wound, you know. But I don't, you know, who knows? Sometimes I think like Bonnie really cares about her and wants to protect her and has her best interest, but then you can't trust anybody on this show, you know? So Kink wonders why she's scared to tell Wes that she is his birth mother. Is it because she can leave out the part about killing Rose? Is Rose his mom or his sort of mom? We don't know if that's his birth mom or not. I don't remember that woman's name. I love Caleb's quote last night, or I quoted it on Twitter, that they all deserve to go to hell, Deja. But we could find out that he is a murderer as well. So he probably belongs there with them. But no doubt, they are all so corrupt. It's just a mess. It's just a freaking mess. And you know how crazy the first part of the season was. I cannot imagine how crazy this half of season 2 is going to be. Gokai thinks that Bonnie is conniving. I think she put Vicodin in Annalise's ice cream. But yeah, I don't know if she was trying to be helpful or not. And the part about the baby thing, I don't know if she was having, I feel like she's having flashbacks with that baby, but not in the way that we saw them. And I really think the best explanation for this is that that is her baby that she gave up. And I think Tony said it. I think that's the best explanation. She gave birth to Wes, but gave him away to this woman. It's not the way she remembers it. This woman didn't come to her house with the baby. And then something happened. Either the woman killed herself, and so she had to take him back in, or whatever. She always wanted to play a role in his life. You know, I don't know. Annie wants to know if we think Annalise is a good player. All of her chess moves are Hail Mary passes. She is a danger to everyone around. I don't think she's stupid, though. Like, I think she's pretty calculating, but sometimes she almost loses it. We've seen her, I think in the first season, we didn't see that side of her, but we see her very vulnerable as this show has gone on, and she just gets lucky sometimes. Like, it's down to the last minute, and it's about to fall apart. I mean, really, the whole thing was Sinclair being killed, and the whole fact that someone had to shoot her, and she was begging, she almost lost it there. It was almost over. And as Bonnie said, you know, she pretty much wanted to die. She went there assuming she was going to die that night because everything was out of control, you know, and that's when she had her massive breakdown, and that's why she deserves all the awards from all the shows, because I don't know, I really don't know who could top that performance. And Bonnie in the past, in the first half of season 2, was epic. I mean, Bonnie is amazing. When she had like her breakdown, oh my gosh. So Chloe says, if Asher's father was murdered, who do you think murdered him? Well, I mean, I think Annalise is probably involved. I think someone said that earlier. I think Frank would be a likely candidate because he was asked to do this by by Annalise. I don't know. It's really corrupt. It's really messed up. I mean, I know that this guy was not like an awesome guy, Asher's father, but no one deserves to be murdered, you know? Mark wants to know wonders what Eve has to do with all of this. I don't know. Has anyone seen on Wikipedia if this character, Famke Janssen, is coming back? Because I don't know if she's going to still be a big part of the story or not. Hold on just a second. Sometimes I talk so much, well, because you guys can't actually talk to me. You're just typing like I talk so much, and I'm just like completely choking over here. I need some water. Can you guys give me like a break really fast so we don't have to end this because I'm out of water? I will be right back. I'm so sorry. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm back. I'm so sorry. I really apologize. I may have to end this early because I'm like completely choking on something. Hang on. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I feel terrible. I'm so sorry that I have to. I think Bonnie drugged my other water bottle, and it was almost out of water. I'm still trying. I'm still trying to make it. I have this giant one here. I'm so sorry. Obviously, I'm coming to the truth of this show, and someone doesn't want me to get the truth out. Okay, it's really terrible. This is live TV for you, or live YouTube. I'm trying to get it together. Oh my gosh. So apparently I've heard from a couple of you that Emma Roberts has been confirmed which is a side note, to be returning for Scream Queens season 2. Yes, I think it was predictable, as Ari said, but still, it's very exciting. Apparently, Frank and Bonnie and all of them are they're probably going to kill me. They're probably like, you have to, if you see them, you have to let me know. Did I just come back from working out? No, I do have on workout pants, though, and I have on a kind of a workout hoodie. I probably wouldn't wear that, actually, because I do work out a lot, and I probably wouldn't wear this because it's a little hot, but you guys got to see my workout pants. It's better than sweatpants, though. I mean, because I think they're cute. They're like capris. Off topic. So Gokai hopes that Bonnie doesn't kill Annalise in the show eventually. Wonder who's going to die next, if it's a part of the Annalise's law team. No, I think it'll be like I don't think one of the Keating 5 or whatever will be murdered this soon. I think whoever said it would be Catherine is kind of closer to the truth. Someone like that, Catherine or Caleb or whatever. I do eventually, yes, I do think that one of the Keating 5 will be murdered. I actually really thought that Connor's boyfriend, I've thought so many different times, well, we thought that Philip was going to kill him, and I really think that he's someone who could be murdered as well. King thinks that Bonnie wants to be Annalise. I mean, I think that Bonnie, we all know that Annalise is insane, but I think that Bonnie is just as crazy. So yes, my favorite character, well, Laura, I do like Laurel. She's really cool. That's a good question. What's funny is, like, I don't like Asher on this show, but on he is on, Matt McGorry is on I'm so sorry, guys. Matt McGorry is on the other show, Orange is the New Black. I love him on Orange is the New Black, but he hasn't been on in a while because I think it's because he's been working on this show. But he's such a great character on that show, and he is so terrible on this show. Like, he's like the worst. Caleb is so gorgeous. He is really gorgeous. And you struggle when he is on. And Ari, I swear to you, he's going to be like the worst person. He's going to be like a freaking murderer, you know? I actually kind of like Wes, but he bugs me. Someone I didn't like, I've forgotten like everyone's name on here. I did not like, oh, Rebecca. I was not really a fan of Rebecca. And another like side note about her, I used to really be into this show called The Killing, which was on, I think it was on FX. And then it just got really terrible. And then I think Netflix picked it up and I just couldn't watch it anymore because it was awful. But this Rebecca was like the main girl in season 1 who had been murdered. So you don't see her a lot, but she looks so different in that show. But Rebecca really bugged me. So I'm it's terrible. I feel bad for her because she did not deserve to be murdered. But I'm not sad that that she's gone. Orange is the New Black is a really good show too. I really like that show. Well, yeah. Okay, so you're asking what happened to Annalise's pregnancy. No, I think she had the baby, and at this point, I think the baby is Wes. That's what a lot of us are thinking. Yeah, Rebecca was the girl who was killed in The Killing, or the girl who plays Rebecca. But The Killing was really good for a while, and then it just got, like, it basically killed itself. Like, it's really not good. I'm trying, I really do like, I even like Michaela. I like the people who play, I guess I like 4 of those people. I like Connor, and I like Michaela. I mean, there's some of them oh, Sinclair was awful. So glad, so glad. And I love the fact that they threw her off the roof. But to be completely honest, like, I like Nate a lot because I used to watch Dexter. I don't know if you guys watched that show, and he was a cop on there. I don't think he was a corrupt cop though. But I really liked him on there, and then I was so excited to see him back because I haven't really seen him on anything else. I like Laurel too. I think she's just really pretty. I just really like her, and I think Michaela's beautiful. I mean, they're both really beautiful. But yeah, Rebecca was awful. Rebecca was the worst. But yes, Nate. I really like Nate. I mean, everyone's corrupt on this show, so it's hard to be like, oh, I love so-and-so. They're awesome, because really, nobody's that awesome. Laurel's probably one of the more innocent ones, but they've all done stuff. But but I like them all. I like Oliver. I think he's really cool. I was so nervous, like the first part of season 2 when I thought he was going to die. I was like screaming at I was like, no, I thought Philip was going to kill him, and I was freaking out, and I was like, please no, because he's such like a nice guy, and he does all this stuff behind the scenes. And thankfully Annalise finally gave him some credit. you know, a few months ago, but still, I think he's awesome. Sinclair's character was good for the show because someone on the outside has to know something's going on. Yeah, you know, honestly, Bonnie drives me insane a lot of times, but I think she's such a good actress, the girl who plays her. And I never watched, yeah, the Asher Bonnie relationship's disgusting, but I never, she was on like what, Gilmore Girls or something. I've never watched that show, and I guess she played a totally different character, but a lot of people have told me they loved her on there. But I think she's so talented as an actress. I do think I like Frank, and I don't. I think he's like down dirt, like a dirty, dirty guy. Like I just think he is awful. Yeah, I love Connor and Oliver. I really like them. I think they're a really good mesh, you know, two people together because they're very opposite personalities. Like Connor is kind of everywhere and he gets really stressed, and then Oliver is like a lot more calm, and I feel like they balance each other out a lot. So where can you watch this show? Hi, Nate. Thanks for being here. I don't know if it is on, I would assume, I think it's on Netflix, but you can watch it on the ABC app if you're in the US. And when I first started watching it, I didn't always catch it live. I've watched it since it started just because I saw like a promo and I was like, that looks like a show that I would like. But I used to just watch it like, you know, the day after. I would just watch it on my own time on the ABC app. But now I watch it on, you know, TV live. Okay. Frank and Laurel, I don't know. Like, I just feel bad because I like Laurel and I feel like Frank is just going to screw her over, you know? Wes's American accent is so on point. Yes, he is British and it's great. But I've noticed, like, and some of you guys may be from outside the US, it's just crazy to me, like, so many people who are not from the US and they do a US accent and it's so good. And sometimes I don't even know they're not from here. And then when I hear them talk, like, with their normal accent, I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's, I don't even know how you do that, because I know if I tried to talk with like a British accent or something, I would just sound like a fool. I would not sound like a normal, I wouldn't sound British. So Gil Guy can't take the Caleb character without being reminded of PLL. That's funny. They are completely different. Apparently, How to Get Away with Murder is on Netflix, but season 2 hasn't made it on there yet, which makes sense because we haven't finished out season 2, and here in the US, they'll make sure all the seasons are finished before they show up on Netflix, I guess. Yeah, Chloe's from the UK and didn't know that Wes was British. Yeah, he's great. He's so good. So I don't know how to say your name. Is it Elyas? How do I say that? Or is there another name that you go by? Wasn't Annalise hallucinating when she saw Wes lying down in the room? No, I don't know. That was weird, but I think he came there for answers because he said he'd searched like her room and all he found were the drugs, because he wanted to know about what's her deal with his, you know, with his life. Like, why is she so fascinated? I mean, he had like a good idea when she was calling him Christoph, but I think he was looking for answers because at this point he still believes, which it could be true, but we don't know, but he believes that the other woman was his real mom, the one who killed herself. So I think he just left because she freaked out and she wouldn't give him more answers. That's kind of what I think. Andy thinks when the show ends, they'll all be trying to frame each other for all of their crimes. Probably. They're probably all going to be turning against each other. Do I think that Nate could be the father of Wes? Well, I just think it would be more twisty if it was Sam, because remember, Wes killed Sam, and I just think that it would be more like interesting and crazy like this show is. And he's kind of lighter skinned, so I think that would make sense, you know? Would Wes accept Annalise as his mom? I think Wes would be so mad. I think he was not. I think that's why she hasn't told him yet. I think he's going to freak out. Is it, okay, I still don't even know how to say that name. Is it Elias? E-L-I-A-S? Is that how you say it? I'm so sorry. I don't want to butcher your name. I thought that too, Wes, Nate, and Annalise being a family. Well, you know, it could be. It could be. She's very connected to Nate. But I just wonder, like, how long has she known him? But who knows with her? Has she known him long enough? Do I think that Asher will confess to the murder? Maybe. Maybe. Or he could be, like, getting ready to confess and say, like, they have to kill him off or something. I don't know. Can I remind you of all the live chats? I do. Yes, Ari. So, so far, currently going on, right, well, okay, so How to Get Away with Murder and Pretty Little Liars, they're both on right now, so I'm doing those. Now, Quantico is coming back soon, March 6th. So I am definitely going to do videos on that. I haven't done those before, and I will try to do, I think live chats are fun for any kind of mystery show, So I will try to do that and just see like what response that I get. I remember I was watching Fear the Walking Dead, which to be completely honest, I didn't really like it. And I tried to do a live show one time and like 2 people showed up and I was like, okay, we're not going to do that again. But so you just never know. But we'll try to do them for Quantico. So currently I have Pretty Little Liars on Wednesday and How to Get Away with Murder on Fridays. And then when Scream Queens come back, of course, I'll also do live shows. Okay, Elias, great. Okay. Yeah, so it's either Sam or it's probably Sam, but it could be Nate. Would it be epic? Like, yeah, you killed your dad. I think that would be so, I mean, that's what I think. I think it would be so epic. It's really interesting because there used to be a woman on here that before I did the How to Get Away with Murder videos, she would do like really good reaction videos and she totally disappeared because I just started doing them on the 2nd season. And I was looking for her and I was like, man, I really liked watching her and I liked, you know, responding and listening to her theories and reading everyone else's theories. And I was like, well, I'm going to have to do these videos now because this show is just so like complicated and so many theories. I have to talk to somebody about it because I was going to the Facebook page for How to Get Away with Murder like every week when the 1st season was on and I was like posting all my theories and it was just so much fun. Yeah, Fear the Walking Dead was so slow. To be completely honest, I'm probably not going to come back for season 2 of that because I thought the ending was pretty good, but it just got crazy. Hopefully Quantico is good when it comes back. The season finale was terrible. Mark, I agreed. It was laughable. It's a good show, but it could get bad. I don't know. Like it has some good moments, but it's not a Shonda show. It's not a How to Get Away with Murder. Yeah, Sam for Wes's dad in my recap. Okay, yeah, I'm going to shoot that after we're done here. So I don't know if I have that in my notes, but I'll definitely put that in there because I want to have a big discussion, not a discussion, but I want to talk to, because some people don't watch these, which I understand because they're long. Some people just watch the recaps, but I do want to mention how I think that she gave birth to Wes and all of that. So I'll definitely fit that in. You know, Elias, you're like the 10th person to ask me if I've watched Scream on MTV and I have it. And I know I would love it because like I love the Scream movies so much. So I definitely need to try to binge that and catch up because I know that is something I would like. And actually, somebody who watches these videos told me to watch Quantico, and I started watching that. It is kind of over the top. I agree with you, Andy. Aaron is glad I'm going to be doing it. I really got into it. Like, I got so into it. And I was watching it on the ABC app, and I was so obsessed. I was staying up to like 3 a.m. some nights watching Quantico. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, because I had like all these theories and everything, because I've never done a video on it. And then, to be honest, when it was coming down to the end, I guess, I don't know if it was the first half of season 1. I think that's how it was. I was like, well, this is a little silly. And the finale was bad. So I don't know. Oh, Scream threw shade at PLL. Awesome. I love that. Okay, I really think I'm getting like a terrible cold. I'm sorry. So am I going to watch Shonda's new show called The Catch? Asked Deja. I don't really know anything about that, but I'm going to look that up because I really would like to get in from the beginning on some of her shows like I did How to Get Away with Murder, because I actually did not get in on Scandal from the beginning, and I had so many people keep telling me to watch it, and so like I binge watched the first season and I was like, oh my gosh, I was like so stuck, like so addicted, and then I got busy and I just forgot to watch it, and now I've missed so much. And sometimes I just catch it, or I'll read spoilers online and I'm like, I can't go back to that show because I know too much stuff about it. I don't know. You already know who the killer is. And so on Scream, if I just missed like one season or what, I don't know. If I've just missed one season, I'm okay with that. Scream was an MTV series, which I believe is just like a mystery drama, I think. Yeah, Grey's has been on for over 10 years. Like, that show, like I said, it's so intimidating. I cannot even start with that. Yeah, Scream MTV series, Adam. I can't. Quantico burnout super fast, too many storylines. I'm concerned for Quantico. I'm going to keep watching it, but it concerns me because of just the finale and just, I don't know. So I just missed one season of Scream, and you guys all think it's good and I won't be mad and there won't be plot holes. That'll be it. So I need to check that out. So 10 episodes. Okay. Yeah, How to Get Away with Murder being on for 12 seasons, I don't know. I really don't know. Who was the boy that was so obsessed? I don't know what you're saying there. Fill me in. So Scream is like 13 episodes or whatever around then. I can definitely deal with that. That's not too bad. So it's coming out in April for season 2. Okay, well, if I really try, I know it's probably not on Netflix, is it? I wonder where I can watch that. If I really, you know, try to do that, that's not that big of a deal. So for some reason, when I saw the previews, I thought it might be stupid, or it might be like sort of like Scream Queens, where it was like funny, but I guess it's not funny because you just never know. Because MTV doesn't do a lot of actual shows. It's on Netflix. Okay, all right, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start it tonight. I'm gonna watch the first episode tonight. Do I follow anyone in the cast of How to Get Away with Murder on Twitter? Yeah, I think I do. I have them all like in a special list so I can see all their tweets. They all sound really nice. And I don't know, I just like the way that their social media is done, like with the How to Get Away with Murder Twitter account and stuff. I like it. It's not over the top. I feel like for those of you who watch Pretty Little Liars, some of it's like silly, the stuff that they tweet out. And then they just like, they make stupid hashtags up for every episode. And I'm glad How to Get Away with Murder doesn't do that. Gokai says, I wonder if Bonnie or anyone knows that Asher knows something. He's always left out in the dark of all his colleagues. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel bad for him. I feel bad that it's what happened to his dad because that really hurt him. Plus, they weren't on good terms, but I don't know. So Adam says that Scream is not a comedy. It has a few jokes here and there. That's good because I don't really want to watch another. I mean, Scream Queens is enough of a comedy, and I like that, but I don't want to watch another one like that. I didn't watch Eye Candy. I really like Victoria Justice, though. Was that on MTV, too? Scream gets slow after about episode 5, but wait until the finale. So okay. So my question about Scream is that some of you said that there's a killer who is revealed. So are they just going to do the whole thing again next season with like a new killer, or is it a new cast, or how do they do that? I'm really sorry that most of this episode I've been coughing and had to leave and twice. I feel terrible, but it's live. It's not like I'm taping a video or recording a video and I could stop. I feel so bad. Thank you guys for not like bailing, because for a minute I was like, I'm just gonna not be able to do this anymore because I can't even talk. Next season they will have some things to solve from season 2. Okay, well, so here's the thing. So what I'll try to do is binge watch the first season, and that way I can start, if I like it, which it sounds like I will, then I can start doing videos on it and like live chats and stuff if you guys want me to do that, because it sounds like it's really popular. Does anybody else do Scream videos on here? That's something I never, like, I know a lot of people do, like, this has been your favorite live chat. It's like so real. It's realer than real, you know, but sometimes you just have to keep it real. I mean, I watch a lot of vlogs and people they just act like themselves, and I appreciate that. Like, every moment is not like perfect, you know, people aren't always perfect because that's real life, I guess. Hopefully you guys can deal with that. So season 2 involves surviving cast members. There's a lot of stuff on here. Okay, well, I'm just going to watch it, and then I will let you know what I think about it, because I'll let you guys know on Twitter. I think I'll like it. Okay. I'm still not over this, whatever. I'm definitely getting sick or something. I'm still not over it. But anyway, let's see. Is there anything else we need to talk about? We could go a little bit longer, or we can end it here if you guys want to, or if we have anything that we want to talk about on while we are actually here. We've gotten way off topic. I bet sometimes people click on these videos and they're like, why is she talking about other shows? This is like How to Get Away with Murder. Do I watch AfterBuzz TV? I think I've seen some of their stuff on Pretty Little Liars. That was good. But do they do it for like every show? I'm not sure. Doll Daily does. Okay, cool. So Doll Daily does Scream recaps. Cool. I'll have to check some of those out after I start watching it. And like, I wonder if anyone does How to Get Away with Murder. Probably. But when I first started trying to find people, I just found that one girl or woman, and like, she quit or something. Maybe she's back. You hate when my videos end. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Chloe feels like every episode of How to Get Away with Murder is like a season finale. Exactly. It is so good. That's what makes me like it so much. So Bella Thorne is a celeb guest in it, like Ariana and Scream Queens. Okay, that's really cool. Like, I'm really excited to watch it. I don't know why I haven't watched it. Thank you, Kink. I appreciate that. I am nice, I think. I thank you. No, I am. This is really how I am, honestly. I don't like pretend on here. Who do I think killed Caleb and Catherine's parents? I think that's a great question mark. Question mark. I didn't mean to sound like that. I think that's a great question. Mark, I think that's a great question. But I think that it's not Philip, because it's not going to be that easy. Who was it tonight who said that they think it's Caleb? I really like that because I think he's kind of off the radar now and no one really thinks that he's involved, which means he has to be involved. Because, I mean, really, who else could it be unless they want to drag in somebody random? I mean, it either has to be Catherine, Philip, Caleb, or a combination of them, you know? That's what I think. Oh, gosh, riddles. These riddles. Nate is trying to give me riddles. I don't know. I'm sure the answer is really easy. If I'm 4 years older than my brother, who is half my age, how old is he when I'm 100? I don't know. You're killing my brain and I don't feel well, so I don't know. Have I heard what season 2 in Scream Queens is about? Yeah, it's about hospital, or it's called Hospital. So, so Gokai says that Scream Queens is a lot better than Scream, but I'll check it out and see what I think about it. So anyway, let me mention quickly that I'm gonna hopefully film my recap on this episode of tonight if I don't lose my voice and can get through it without coughing. And then I'll try to have those up every Saturday. So definitely want to have that up tomorrow sometime. But I think we'll just go ahead and end the chat here just because it hurts at this point for me to talk and I still want to be able to do another video tonight. Thank you so much, Gokai. I appreciate it. I really like this mint color. But again, I wanted to tell you that I'm so sorry that I've spent this entire thing like coughing and whatever. And thank you for sticking around and not leaving when I had to leave and go get water. I feel so sorry for you guys and for anyone who's watching this later. I apologize, but these things happen. So that's life, I guess. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. I appreciate it so much for you guys being here because this is my first How to Get Away with Murder chat, and I didn't know if anyone would come, and I really appreciate it. And you guys know that I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow with my new video. So have a great weekend, and love you guys. Bye.